Hello everybody, this is pt.5 and welcome back to some more Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. In the previous episode we had gone head to head with Miss Von Karma and proved her innocence for now. This episode we're going to talk to Miss Teneiro and progress the plot. If you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you already haven't, and share with your friends so they can join in on this investigation. Let's roll! So you're the one that poked around inside his plane without the captain's permission. Devastating deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Mr. Teneiro. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright, time to talk to Miss Teneiro. Why the sad music? Oh my gosh. That's actually a really interesting, sad, but interesting pose. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I'd be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for candy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Mealy. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Teneiro, is it? There's one thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes. I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Teneiro claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Please take a look at this for me, Miss Teneiro. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about the suitcase. You were the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I knew that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see it was the last one there. Huh? The last one there? So you're saying, Miss Teneiro, that the suitcases in question was the last one? Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it as personally as a service professional. Well, that is, how should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible! I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story has generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase. Something is amiss here. What could possibly be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Teneiro, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is... It's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. She's used it for a long time. I think not. Miss Teneiro, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe, even for 1 second, that you've used this for a very long time. What proves this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Teneiro says? Take that! Tell me, Miss Teneiro, this is also you keep your habit that you keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase. What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth was becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you were trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... Take that! It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say it, but the suitcase that you've designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry, but all I really have left is my job. Is my job. I was overjoyed when the design was chosen. I thought that maybe I finally accomplished something. But then the suitcase didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? It's all because of... as you put it, hideous. I can't say that they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling for a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. I bought one for every single time we worked a flight. I see. So in order to keep a resolution, you went and bought it one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly the timestamp 5:40 AM. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Teneiro, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo holds. Then the suitcases the killer used Could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah! How could they? The suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Teneiro, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? The door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access. Which means that the culprit is someone who could enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Francisca. Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the von Common name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. The fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Oh, nice. Making very good progress. Mass Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rose the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Mrs. Mealy. I asked her earlier, and she had this to say. Francisco got information out of Miss Mealy. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Teneiro. So, is only you. Ah! What? Is this true, Miss Teneiro? Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us the card right now? Yes, hold on. Ah! I don't believe it! What's wrong? The keycard, it's gone! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when it was in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this out through. Wait! It's not like that! You could tell us all about it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am! Mr. Edgeworth? What's wrong? There's disbelief written on your face. Francisca, I know that you are on the lead investigation on this case. However, lead investigator, hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, the basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. God, all these voices are like killing me. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight blah blah blah. 390 lower deck cargo hold. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big! This plane is a special model. It is both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first-class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir! Begin investigation! Alright, first let's check the elevator. Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Yeah, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it! The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh yeah, I guess nothing would have happened if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels requires a card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked. It's what the victim checked in, sir? Oh, it's what the victim checked in, sir. So the suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait. A file. And there's a photo of Mr. Montgomery. What? Looks like a profile of Francisca. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? What do we have in logic? I haven't looked. Broken glasses, and okay, yeah, there's no connection. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! Really? Okay, Gumshoe. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fare. These must be all the leftover ones that couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass. Mr. Teneiro wonders why they don't sell. You don't need two jobs. You need 2 jobs to buy this. Or to buy one. Definitely looks like one is missing. What's with this brittle substance I'm stepping on? This bunch of glass fragments? Well, let's see. The only thing glass-related that I can think of... I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. The victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses! Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lens. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability is just skyrocketed considerably. That's all there's left to find is the murder weapon. Okay, so that's about it for logic purposes. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's been waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story, but no matter how he pulls on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo. This thing's as tall as two of you on top of each other, sir. Or more. It would probably take 20 of you to cover this entire surface of this monstrosity. What? Really? Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything up here that we missed? Nothing here. That's all there is to Oh. What's in the organizer? Is that in there? Well, let's talk to Gumshoe. Yes, sir? This cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa! Stuff's falling on me. I can't really get into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get the show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochists, and then there is Gumshoe. So that flight attendant, Teneiro. She's the killer, isn't she? I don't think we can say that for sure yet, but there certainly are a great number of things pointing us in that direction. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. Interesting. Where are we at? We'll talk to Francisca and then we'll call it an episode. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it is much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Wow, Interpol. Interpol's involved. It's a top-secret investigation, so I can't really tell you anything more I have on it. Well, that's all we need to know. This doesn't connect, I'm gonna scream. Now why would Mr. Hicks have document profiling on Francisca? Oh, I know! I bet he's a big fan of Miss Van Karma, sir! Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's a bit more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. You got some explaining to do. Anywho, we're gonna end this off here. In the next episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, we are going to talk to Miss Van Karma about this investigation and Interpol Agent Hicks. I will see you guys later.